So I'm at the Monmouth Mall in Eatontown, New Jersey, and this is undoubtedly one of the deadest malls I've ever seen. It was recently announced that the mall is going to undergo major changes in the near future. Large sections of the mall will be demolished, and the rest of it will be converted into an outdoor shopping center. So I wanted to make the trip out here and see it in its current state while I still can. Monmouth Mall opened on March 1st, 1960 as a 14-building open-air shopping center on the site of a former farm. It was a joint venture between Feist & Feist and Massachusetts Mutual Insurance. At the time of the mall's opening, the original anchor stores were Bamberger's and Montgomery Ward, and other stores at the mall included Food Fair and SS Kresge, which was the original name of the store now known as Kmart. On the left here is Macy's. This was originally Bamberger's until 1987 when it became Macy's, and today it's one of two anchor stores remaining in the mall. This video was filmed on Saturday, June 15th, 2024 around noon. And a Saturday at noon is a time that you would expect the mall to be at least somewhat busy. It wouldn't be peak hours, but you would expect to see at least a decent number of shoppers in a mall around this time, if the mall is doing well. But as you can see, that's not the case at all. There aren't many people here, and there aren't many stores left either. And this is really the busiest part of the mall, actually. Here's another entrance to Macy's, but that's closed. The wing that I'm in right now was the original wing of the mall when it opened in 1960, and another wing was added in 1975, and we'll see that in a little bit. And like I said, when the mall first opened, it was an open-air shopping center, just like it's going to be again soon. It wasn't actually enclosed until 1975. These stairs up here lead down to the mall management office and the community room. I doubt that the community room is even open anymore, but that's what it says on the sign. And I think there was a Burlington coat factory down there at one point from what I've read. I know that there was a Planet Fitness down there from 2010 until 2022, and that relocated to another shopping center. I was thinking about going down there, but it was dark, and I wasn't sure if I should, so I just didn't. This whole area of the mall was the site of the original anchor store Montgomery Ward. That closed in 1975 and became Alexander's, and then in 1986, Alexander's became Caldor. Caldor was here until the mid-90s, then when that closed, it was divided into a number of businesses. As you can see, Old Navy is one of them. This AMC theater up here was originally a Lowe's theater, and it became an AMC sometime between 2013 and 2015. And here are escalators, another staircase, and another elevator leading down to the basement. But as you can see, this is closed off. I'm not sure why they closed this off, but not the other staircase. I could be wrong about this, but my guess is that the basement level was originally the basement of the anchor store that was here. And when that left, the mall just decided to start using it for other things. And here's the arcade. Surprisingly, it's still open. I doubt that this sees much traffic at all. And here's another look at the escalators that are closed off. Straight ahead used to be an entrance to the mall. That closed pretty recently, and now it's just a construction entrance. And here's the food court. This is another thing that was added in the mid-90s after Caldor left. And as you can see, it's not too busy. There's only 3 places left in the food court. There were a few people in line at Burger King, and I was actually kind of surprised to see a Burger King here because at least where I live, I don't see too many major fast food chains and food courts at malls anymore. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a Burger King in a mall food court, so it's ironic that the one time I did see it, it was in one of the deadest malls I've ever visited. One thing I noticed about Monmouth Mall is that it was dimly lit compared to a lot of other malls I've visited. I noticed that as soon as I walked in. There aren't a whole lot of skylights in the ceiling, but it seemed like the actual lights were not turned on all the way. It's almost like the mall dimmed them down just because there aren't a whole lot of people shopping there anymore and they want to save cost on electricity. But I noticed it especially in the food court. If you've been to a lot of malls, you can tell that that used to be Hollister. Straight ahead here is the new wing of the mall, which was added in 1975. This is a 2-story wing, and unlike the original wing, this one has always been enclosed. And as you'll see momentarily, there is really nothing left open in this wing. If you thought the other wing was dead, just wait until you see this one. Monmouth Mall underwent its first major renovation in 1987 when new lighting and flooring was added, as well as new glass and chrome handrails on the second floor of this wing. Also, the in-floor planters were removed and replaced by portable planters. Over here used to be Hain & Company. It was built in 1975 when this wing was built, and in 1990 it became Lord & Taylor, which was here until 2019. Between 2010 and 2011, the mall underwent more renovations, including new lighting, paint, tile, as well as a remodel of the food court. I couldn't find much information online about who has owned the mall over the years, but by 2015 it was jointly owned by Vornado and Brookfield. Kushner Companies purchased Vornado's 50% stake in 2015 and then became the sole owners of the mall in 2021 when they purchased Brookfield's 50% stake. This looks like it might have been an Annie Ann's Pretzels at one point. And this right here was JCPenney. It opened in 1975 and was here up until 2022. And as you can see, there is asbestos in there. I didn't see anything about that online, so I wouldn't have even known if I hadn't come out here and seen the signs. I think this used to be Forever 21. I could be wrong about that, but if you look inside, you can see that there's escalators in there, and you don't see too many two-story stores and malls that aren't anchors. But of the ones I have seen, a few of them have been Forever 21. And I know that there was a Forever 21 at this mall because it's on the directory. Here's Boscov's. This was originally Abraham and Strauss in 1975. Stearns moved in 1995, and then Boscov's moved in 2001. And this Boscov's actually closed in 2008 after the company went bankrupt, but reopened in 2011. Here's a directory, and I'm not sure when they last updated this, but it couldn't have been any time recently because the vast majority of the stores on here are long gone. So Kushner Companies announced in February 2016 that they were considering turning the mall into an outdoor shopping center. The original proposal came in January 2018. It was known as the Heights at Monmouth, and it called for demolishing the 1975 wing, removing the roof from the 1960 wing, and building 700 new apartments. This plan was approved by Eatontown on July 16, 2018. And sometime between then and now, they've abandoned the Heights at Monmouth name, and now they are going to call the shopping center portion Monmouth Square, and the apartments will be called Monmouth Village. I wonder if there used to be a fountain here, and that's why there's carpet. There may have also been a children's play area there at one point, because that seems to be a common theme outside of JCPenney's and malls. This used to be Spencer's. That's another store that has a very particular look to it. I read that this actually relocated to the Jersey Shore Premium Outlets in Tinton Falls, which is not too far from here. Here's the first floor entrance of the old Haynes and Lord & Taylor. This has actually been occupied since Lord & Taylor left. Between 2020 and 2021, it was a Crate and Barrel. And then there was a furniture store called Home Living Furniture that was here between either late 2022 or early 2023 and late 2023. That was actually on the directory that I looked at. So yeah, as you can see, there was really nobody in this wing of the mall at all. I think I counted 6 people. And the only thing in there is Boscov's. Everything else is closed. And if it weren't for Boscov's, they probably would have closed off the entire thing by now. So that's about everything. As you saw, there aren't many stores left at the mall, and I wouldn't be surprised if even more have closed since I was here in June. I'm not sure when construction is really going to take off. I know that the official groundbreaking happened in May, but when I was here, no major construction had really begun yet. I'm sure it'll happen in the near future if it hasn't happened already. I'm not exactly sure what stores will be part of the new Monmouth Square. I know that Macy's and Boscov's are staying. So is Barnes & Noble, which we passed on the way in and will pass again on the way out. Although that's going to be moving to another location because Whole Foods is going to be taking over the current Barnes & Noble space. And I think AMC is staying as well, but other than that, I'm not sure exactly what stores are staying. Maybe more new stores will be joining, but I know that some of the stores that were here before relocated to other locations. As I said, Spencer's relocated to the Jersey Shore Premium Outlets, and there was a Bath & Body Works here, which relocated to a nearby outdoor shopping center not long ago. And Bath & Body Works is usually one of the last things remaining in a dead mall. This on the right used to be Ruby Tuesday. I could tell that as soon as I walked in because most of the Ruby Tuesdays that I've seen in malls have had that facade. And here's a quick look inside the Barnes & Noble. It didn't look like there were many people in there. My local dead mall has a Barnes & Noble, and there's usually a lot more people in there than that one. But there you have it. That's Monmouth Mall. I'm glad I got to see it while I still could. It is sad to see, though. From what I've read, the mall wasn't even doing that badly up until a few years ago. As recently as 2019, it still had all 4 anchor stores. But it's competing with the Freehold Raceway Mall, which is located about 20 minutes away, and that mall is doing a lot better than this one. And it seems like the COVID restrictions were really the death knell. So if you want to see Monmouth Mall, then you better get out there as soon as possible, because I don't know when they're going to start tearing it down, but I'm sure it'll happen within the next few months. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.